Find the equation of the tangent line for x sine y equals x cubed minus xy at the point 1, 0. To find the equation of the tangent line, we need a point. We have that given, as well as the slope of the tangent line. That's the derivative. To find the derivative here, we have an equation involving x and y that is not solved for y in terms of x. It's therefore an implicit equation. And we will have to take the derivative implicitly. This is done by taking the derivative of both sides with respect to x, indicated by a prime on both sides. On the left side, we have a product rule of x times sine y. The derivative of the first is a 1 times the second left alone sine y, plus the first left alone x times the derivative of the second. The derivative of sine is cosine, leave the inside alone, and then multiply by the derivative of the inside to complete the chain rule. Every time we take the derivative of a y term, we will have a y prime multiplying it due to the chain rule. Equals, on the right side, the first term is a power rule, 3x squared. The second term is a constant times x. The derivative will be the constant. And then the third term, negative x times y, is a product rule. We'll have the derivative of the first, derivative of negative x, which is negative 1 times the second left alone, plus the first left alone, negative x, times the derivative of the second. The derivative of y is y prime. We're trying to find the slope of the tangent line. We're trying to solve for y prime as a number here. Therefore, we can plug the point in now. There's no need to solve for y prime in terms of x's and y's first. So we can plug a 1 in for an x and a 0 in for a y immediately. So we have 1 sine of 0 plus 1 cosine of 0, y prime, equals 3 times 1 squared minus 1 minus 1 times 0 minus 1 times y prime. Well, the sine of 0 is 0. The cosine of 0 is a 1. 1 squared is 1 times the 3 is a 3. Minus 1. Minus 1 times 0 is a 0. And then we have minus 1 y prime. We can put the y primes together on one side. Right now we have y prime equals 3 minus 1, which is a 2, minus 1 y prime, which can be written as just minus y prime. We can add y prime to both sides, so we have 2y prime equals to 2. Divide both sides by 2, and y prime comes out to a 1. This will be the slope of our tangent line. So we now have the slope and the point. We can set up the equation of the tangent line using the point slope formula. Y minus the y coordinate of the point, the y coordinate's right here, y minus 0 equals the slope, which is 1, times x minus the x coordinate, which is right there, x minus 1. We want to turn this into the slope-intercept form where we solve for y. This is done by distributing the 1 in on the right side, and that will give us x minus 1. And then add the 0 over, but the 0 is not going to change anything. It can just be ignored. And we have the equation of the tangent line will be y equals x minus 1.